Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello, everyone. I'm Karis. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, July 7th through Saturday, July 13th, 2024. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. Now, first of all, I want to apologize. The lighting is horrible. We are baking here in Los Angeles, and I like natural lighting. So I'm recording this as early in the morning as I possibly can. So I'm so sorry, but later on, it will at least be around 100, and it's hot. So stay cool and safe wherever you may be on the planet. Now, the enchanting night sky brings us a few really magical things this week. It always does. The night sky is magnificent. But this week, to begin on July 9th, we've got the waxing gibbous moon. The moon is increasing now in light and power. We just had the new moon in Cancer. But the waxing gibbous moon is pointing towards the fixed star Regulus. Regulus is the royal heart of the lion. It's the brightest star in the constellation Leo. Regulus is one of the four royal watchers or fixed stars in astrology, is the watcher of the north. Now, on July 11th, we have the Queen of Heaven, the jewel of the night sky, Venus, as the ancients called her, our sister planet, is re-emerging as an evening star. Venus is a planet, but she is also referred to as a star. She is so bright, you cannot miss her in the night sky. She hasn't been visual, but now she is coming back, re-emerging as an evening star, and she will be there through the end of the year. So welcome back, Venus, the Queen of Heaven. It is very important in astrology and the cosmic superpower that we get to see Venus. On July 13th, we have the moon in Libra is going to occult or pass in front of a fixed star called Spica, S-P-I-C-A. Some people pronounce her Spica, but Spica is the sweetest star of the heavens. And with the moon in Libra coming together or passing in front of this very favorable sweet star, it's a star of renown, love, abundance. This is a cosmic hug, we could say, that is extremely favorable. As we start off the week, Sunday, July 7th, we have the moon in fixed fire Leo. Now, the moon is what we need. It's what we are hungry for. We could think of the moon as the nurturing mom, but also the moon is the inner child, the emotional needs that we need to feel comfortable and calm and safe. The moon in Leo, and yes, there will be drama, is very expressive in wanting attention. The moon in Leo is making a conjunction to Mercury, the planet of communication, also now in the sign of Leo. So the moon and Mercury coming together in the sign of Leo as we are starting off the week on Sunday, the sun's day. This is a lot of expressiveness, to say the least, as far as how you and other people want to be paid attention to. We just had the new moon in Cancer at 14 degrees, which is connected to a fixed star called Sirius, the dog star. Sirius is a star of loyalty and protection. In the United States chart, the sun, which is the soul's expression, the founding fathers chose that very carefully to have the sun in Cancer connected to this fixed star called Sirius, the dog star. This star was very important to the ancient Egyptians because when they saw Sirius in the summertime rising above the Nile, that meant that the Nile would grow and increase and flood, which meant agriculture, growth, life, abundance. So this new moon in Cancer that we just had is about your new journey in what you want to increase in home, family, protection, loyalty. Now, Leo coming together with Mercury is expressing this, expressing the needs, expressing the inner child. The moon in Leo is also the need for fun and play. One thing that I love about the sign of Leo, there are many things that I love about the sign of Leo, but one of the things that is just so enchanting about Leo is that they never lose that big kid, that inner child in them that loves to come out and have fun and enjoy life. The sun is sunny, it's happiness. Leo loves to make people happy with their extremely generous heart. And that sunshine of Leo, the sun, being about life is to be enjoyed and to play. This is how we are starting off the week. So this attention factor of the moon in Leo, conjoined with Mercury in Leo, is the communication of comedy, humor, let's play. It is Sunday, after all, and summertime. So we're starting off the week with a lot of drama potentially kicking up, let's say, if the inner child is not allowed to come out and have some fun, some fun at least. This is the moon in Leo on Sunday. Now, what happens at the time of the new moon in Cancer is that the time of the new moon is when the moon lines up with the sun, and think of the sun as a rest stop. This is the sun. And the moon has completed being on a long travel, a long journey, and then stops at the rest stop of the sun to fill up with energy and power and light, and to make sure that everything is checked off and in order for the new journey that's about to begin at the time of the new moon. So making sure that you're rested and refreshed and feeling good. We're starting the new moon action and travel as we build to the culmination point of the full moon. So this starting off of the week, to go back to the sun's day Sunday with the moon in Leo, this is have some fun, be with people. Fire is life, it's illumination, it's taking the action, but it's also Leo in the sense of fun, games, gambling, whatever it is, whatever your fun and games, what it means for you. You've stopped at the new moon checkpoint at the rest stop of the sun. You're now growing in power and energy as you start the new moon travel destination journey over the next 28 and a half days as the moon goes all the way around the earth. Now, for Monday, July 8th, we still have the moon in Leo, and the moon in Leo is making what's called a sextile aspect of opportunity to Jupiter in its detriment in the sign of Gemini. Now, Gemini is the chatterbox, an air sign. And all of us air signs, I'm Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, air signs like to talk. We basically never shut the heck up. We never stop talking. And Jupiter, in its furthest away placement from Jupiter at home in Sagittarius, is in the opposite sign, Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter, the job of Jupiter is to increase things, to make things grow. And so when Jupiter is in Gemini, in aspect to the moon in Leo, the moon being, I gotta have this, I have really big eyes, the moon in Leo, I have to have that big ticket item right now. Be careful on Monday. the moon's day, which can be moody, that with the moon making an opportunity aspect sextile to Jupiter and Gemini, be careful of not talking away a brilliant idea. Be careful of not being sold and signing on the dotted line for some big ticket purchase before you do all the homework and research, because again, that Jupiter and Gemini, which is in its detriment, it can be commerce, buying and selling, Gemini being ruled by Mercury, buying and selling a product where you're not really ready or feeling fully confident about it. And you don't want the buyer's remorse, because the moon, which needs always, the moon is an insatiable appetite. It has to have, it's hungry all of the time. So you wouldn't want to make the mistake, let's say, right after the new moon and you're rip roaring ready to go to make some type of purchase or finalize a deal or negotiate a deal, let's say, where you don't have all the facts yet. This is the Jupiter in Gemini. So be careful of that. Again, moon in Leo is lots of fun. It's lots of heart and lots of passion. It's fixed fire. The enthusiasm and the passion in the heart is fixed. But now it's making a relationship to Jupiter in Gemini, which is its detriment. Jupiter is in the opposite sign. It's the furthest away, Jupiter, the furthest away from its natural home placement, where it functions at its best and does what it is designed to do at its most effective. Don't get talked into buying a lemon, the buying and selling. Be careful of that on Monday. As we go into Tuesday, July 9th, then the moon changes. And the moon is our instinct. It's a feeling. It's not an intellectual thing like thinking it through. It's more about that gut hunch instinct and hunger, appetite for something. Now, what I like about the moon going into Virgo, ruled by Mercury, is that the moon in Virgo is the need to perfect or polish off a project. Virgo is the work that we are devoted to. It's not just the basic job that we may have to do to pay the bills. Virgo is a devotion, the perfectionist, the master craftsman that keeps working on something because of the love, because you love the work. Virgo purifies. Virgo takes away what is fake and what is false. When you look at the symbol of Virgo, the maiden at harvest time, separating the wheat from the chaff, the good from the poison, that one of the things that represents for the sign of Virgo is that taking away and separating from what has become toxic to you, what is unhealthy in mind, body, soul, and in your work. So this moon in Virgo, as the moon is increasing and growing in power and light, this is taking the action of how perhaps you have put off something that would be great for your health. And Virgo pays attention to all the little details that just mean so much. And it is a health and healing sign of the zodiac. So because Virgo notices all the tiny little things that perhaps we don't notice, the moon in Virgo is just start one small thing perhaps that could make a world of difference in your health and well-being. Even if you, because Virgo separates from things, or separates things, the healthy from the poison, even if you were to give up one small thing, and you're not going to have that anymore, or you do, let's say, the 30-day walking challenge. There are a lot of videos right now about if you just take a nice and easy walk every day, you're not pushing, you're not pulling muscles and straining, You just get into the habit. Virgo rules over habits. That you just take a little walk and watch the changes that happen in your health because you just changed one habit. Just start there. So this is the moon going into the sign of Virgo. Wednesday, July 10th, we still have the moon in mutable earth, cool Virgo, and the moon in Virgo is making an opposition to Saturn in Pisces. The sun in Cancer is making a lovely water trine flow to Saturn in Pisces. And then the moon in Virgo makes a sextile aspect of opportunity to the sun in Cancer. Now we're looking at the elements of earth and water, which are very inner, intuitive, health, healing. The moon in Virgo making that opposition to Saturn in Pisces is the separation, the opposing of where in your life you have been in denial, procrastinating, putting something off. Now, Saturn in Pisces, Saturn makes us do the work. Saturn is the great taskmaster. And Saturn for all of us in Pisces is like Darth Vader has entered the party of Pisces and says, the party's over, kids. The domain of Pisces. Pisces is this opulent, over the top abundance, too much, we could say, of everything. The moon in Virgo is very practical and realistic. Saturn says we have to do the work. We have to do the work to reap the reward of what needs to be done with the Saturn in Pisces. It's whatever you've been maybe procrastinating, bad habits, addictions, fantasy dreams, but you don't take action and do anything about it. This moon in Virgo, which doesn't play, making this opposition to the Saturn in Pisces is this separation where the moon in Virgo is saying it has to stop at this time. You may even feel this energy in the stomach area, the solar plexus. This is the moon. And third chakra has to do with courage and pride and doing whatever it takes for self-esteem and self-worth. Now, the sun making this water trine flow to Saturn in Pisces, this flow of sun and Saturn in water, two very powerful cosmic energies. This flow between the sun and Cancer, which initiates a new chapter of life. The cardinal signs of the zodiac, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, these are the months or the signs of the zodiac that correspond to connect when we are ushering in a new season, a new chapter. Aries is the spring equinox, the beginning of spring. Cancer, the summer solstice, the beginning of summer. Libra, the autumnal equinox, the beginning of when the sun is now starting to fall, decrease in light at the time of the autumnal equinox and then the winter solstice. Capricorn, the time of the beginning of winter, the darkest 3 days out of the year. So what is happening here with the sun in Cancers? I want to get something new started here. Cancer, the leader, the boss, and making this water trine flow of fertility, creativity. Water element has a lot to do with money, economics, abundance. Making this water trine flow to Saturn and Pisces. That is a support. It's a strong yes, saying, let's get into balance here. The trine being like a triangle, very supportive. Let's get into balance here with how we are flowing, the money, the energy, the fertility. Maybe you want to have another child, but That's a wonderful water flow of support. It's a trine. Then the moon in Virgo makes a sextile to the sun in Cancer. So the two luminaries, the sun and the moon, the inner and the outer, the masculine and the feminine, are working together to bring things into balance in what needs to be healed. We're talking again about the water and earth, which are inner, underneath, feminine, intuitive. Always pay attention to your intuition, no matter what anybody else says. Everyone has intuition. You have to trust it. So listen to that inner voice that is trying to guide you correctly in abundance, health, healing. Thursday, Jupiter's Day, we have the Queen of Heaven rolling out the red carpet. Welcome back, Venus. We can see you again. And also Venus reemerging as an evening star. We also have Venus moving into the sign of Leo, the sign of the heart. So now we see the jewel in the night sky. Venus is in Leo, and this combination together has to do with the cosmic power that you have to really elevate something in your life to a level of an art. Venus is the artist, and whatever it is that you do, something can be lifted up, no matter what it is, to a form of art. Now, Venus is love and marriage. Life is an art. Relationship is an art. Certainly, that balance of give and take and harmony. Venus wants peace. Leo loves the drama. Venus loves the peace. So how to negotiate, just like a diplomat, and bring peace to all of your relationships, and look at the relationships as a form of art, if you will, with all of the different personalities, shades, colors, all of the things that make people the wonderful beings that they are. If everything was the same and everybody thought the same and said the same things, one, it would just be so boring. And where is the balance? It would be out of balance. When, as opposed to when you look at Venus and Venus in Leo, which is its own unique expression. Leo is the sun, it's original. And Venus going into Leo on the evening that she returns to us. One of the ways you could interpret this is not only the peace and balance and harmony of Venus in relationship and marriage, but also the value of how every person has their own original, unique expression that shines its light on everyone. The sun is for everyone. It shines its light on all of us. And think of the endless stars and lights in the night sky, and all of the unique original ways of expression with Venus going into Leo. For instance, we had really good news last week here in Los Angeles, where the house that Marilyn Monroe lived and died in was designated a historic landmark. Now, interesting, Marilyn Monroe had Leo rising, the sun. She was a Gemini, but her ascendant was Leo. And that home, the only home that she owned before she passed, that has become a beloved symbol and icon. And the owners of the house wanted to demolish it and tear it down. And here in LA, you tear down a property, live in it for a couple of years, and then you're on to the next home. But that house, Marilyn Monroe's house, being designated now as a historic piece of Hollywood, and there is no icon, there is no movie star like Marilyn Monroe. And so to have this saved, I thought, gee, wouldn't it be wonderful if they turned it into a museum or maybe small private tours where the money would be donated to the orphanage where she had to spend time in. I think Marilyn would love that. But anyway, the Venus in Leo, to go back to the Venus in Leo, there's Venus in Leo is the balance and harmony and art, not only in love and relationship, but how you as an artist, a unique, one of a kind, original that you are a form of art. And so with Venus returning to the night sky and moving into the sign of Leo, think of yourself as a work of art and how you are creating and expressing the sun, that Venus in Leo factor. Also, you may want to know where this Venus in Leo is taking place in your personal astrology chart, which is based on your birth date, time, and place. You got to know the exact birth date, time, and place to see where Venus in Leo is now going to transit through your personal chart. That area of your life in one of the 12 houses, each house being a different correspondence to areas of your life. Where do you want to create a new art? Venus in Leo, maybe it's in the 7th, a new way of relationship, marriage, maybe up in the 10th, a new career, a new way of elevating your career to a level of an art form. It's unique to each person, but you do need the specific birth date, time, and place. Friday, July 12th, we have Venus making an opposition to Pluto in Aquarius. So the Venus in Leo making this opposition to Pluto in Aquarius is the separation of needing to bring into balance the Venus in Leo, which is the love and passion and heart. The Pluto in Aquarius, the air sign, is freedom, independence. So in all of relationships and in marriage, family, there is a need to be connected. We're wired for connection. And also, there is also the journey or the evolution of you becoming your own unique, one-of-a-kind individual self. So being in relationships, yet at the same time, maintaining your own independence, this balance, this opposition, we could say it can be interpreted that way, trying to bring these opposing forces into balance is what Friday, Venus's day, is all about. The Venus opposing the Pluto in Aquarius. Now, an opposition is also a separation aspect. So you may find that this energy is bringing you the choice to keep and or separate from certain relationships that you feel like, I just can't be myself in this relationship. No matter how hard you try, you've got to be yourself. And there may be certain relationships where that has been a constant opposition, like an opponent. That's also the opposition. And it's time to just separate opposition from this relationship, because you've got to be yourself, and you're just feeling like it just, no matter how hard you try, they just won't let you be you. That's a Venus opposing Pluto. Pluto is life, death, and rebirth, the phoenix rising from the ashes. Pluto is Hades, death, the underworld, to re-emerge again. Now, on Saturday, as we start to close off the week, we have July 13th, and we have the second quarter moon at 22 degrees Libra. Now, we have been moving from new moon to second quarter as we are building towards the culmination of the full moon, but the second quarter crossover point is at 22 degrees Libra. Now, this aligns, that degree aligns with the fixed star Spica, the sweetest star of the heavens. It's all about the relationship. So the second quarter in Libra, meaning when the moon and the sun in Cancer are making a square aspect of tension to each other. Libra and Cancer are both cardinal signs of the zodiac. They have to be the boss of something. They have to lead in something. These two cardinal signs of the zodiac. A lot of times when I work with my astrology client parents and they have cardinal children, an Aries or a Cancer or whatever, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, what I advise so that the fighting and scrapping will stop is to give each child something to be in charge of, where everybody in the family knows. Let's say what snack we're going to have, for instance, on a Saturday, watching a movie. The Cancer, which rules over food, the Cancer can be the boss of that. And then let's say the other child, that's a cardinal sign of the zodiac, the Aries, for instance, what game or exercise we are going to play, Aries being Mars, an activity. However you work it out, when you're talking about cardinal signs of the zodiac, the way to bring more harmony and peace is to give each boss sign something to be the boss of, where everybody in the family knows that when it comes to this decision, that person, their authority will not be challenged. We all agree on this. So this might help you out. But for the second quarter moon at 22 degrees Libra, squaring off with the sun in Cancer, a square is that inner impetus to take action, to get something done. And because it's 22 degrees Libra, which is aligned with the sweetest star of the heavens, Spica, this can be, we're going to take action to bring more peace and harmony. And who is in charge of what? Who is the boss in what area? Whether it's adults or little kids, same thing pretty much a lot of the time. But this can be this crossover point as we are building towards the full moon culmination. The light and power is increasing, as we know, as the moon increases in light and power. And this new travel, this new journey that we've begun from new moon in Cancer to back to the new moon yet again, this new moon in Cancer is comfort and safety and food and family and holidays and celebration, and bringing all of that not only into balance and harmony, but elevating it to a beautiful work of art. One thing I love about Cancer is the moon, and Cancer cares. They're very sensitive. They have emotional intelligence like you wouldn't believe. Cancer cares, but Cancer ruled by the moon also has to do with the memories, the happy memories. So with everything that is obviously going on in the world, you could think of this new moon Cancer in the sense of, we're taking a new journey, and what are the happy memories that we are going to create? There are times in life when you think back on happy times and happy memories, it can bring us so much Cancerian comfort and nurturing. So you may want to think about the action you may want to take is, what are the happy memories that will be with us forever, that we have the power? Remember, I say this every podcast. You have the power. You have the power. The cosmic superpower is just a reflection of what's going on and how you have the power within yourself and within your family, new moon in Cancer, to create beautiful memories for and in the future. So this is the week 7th to the 13th. Thank you, everyone. Stay cool wherever you are. I've had to pause the recording a couple of times just to take a breath because it's so hot. But anyway, wherever you are, thank you so much. Have a fabulous week. I will see you all in the stars. Thank you.